everyone, it's Stephanie and welcome back to my channel. So today I have another Booker Longlist book review for The Trees by Percival Everett. So this is a satirical novel and it is set in Money, Mississippi. Was the site of the events leading up to Emmett Till's lynching in 1955. And this book opens with a crime scene, and we have a white man and a black man, and they are both dead. It looks like they may have gotten into a fight or just beaten the crap out of each other. But the striking thing is that the black man is holding the white man's castrated testicles in his hand. Shortly after the bodies are discovered, the black man's corpse disappears, only to reappear at another murder, exact same setup, and so on. So this town, Money, Mississippi, because this is a satirical novel, everybody is overly, just incredibly racist, stereotypical, overweight, dumb, every stereotype you can think of Southerners, it's in here. And just a heads up, the N-word is used a lot in this book, but it is used in a way to show the racism of the characters. So just be aware of that, because it's a lot. So we have two detectives from the local sheriff's department, and they're really kind of dumb, and they don't really care about the murders. They just think it's another dead black man, and they're moving on with their lives. So a pair of detectives from the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation come to town to investigate these murders, and these two detectives are black, and they are incredibly competent at their jobs. They're taking it very seriously. Things just go from there. I don't want to give away too much because I feel like I really enjoyed following this kind of mystery and seeing everything unfold without really knowing what was going on. Like I said, it's satire. It's got some surrealistic elements in it. Another thing that struck me, I don't know if you can see on the cover, but it has a ton of names on here. And these are all victims of lynchings and police violence, which really just struck me once I realized what the names were. And the title, The Trees, made a lot more sense. And there were several moments in this book that just really hit me. So one is they're talking to a character, and I won't say who the characters are, but on this cover there are quite a few unknown names, and they were talking about the importance of the names, and one of the characters said the unknown name is even more of a murder than the ones who were remembered, because you're taking away not only their life but their memory and who they were, which I thought was just so incredibly impactful, and it made me just sit there and think about it for a minute. And then there's another scene where a woman has a dossier of names of every single black person who has been lynched or a victim of police violence. And she filled 23 file cabinets. 23. And file cabinets, I'm 5'8", and they're close to, 5 feet, some are more, but 23 of those filled with names. And I know that this kind of violence isn't new, but I thought that the visual was actually kind of genius, because a file cabinet's very easy to visualize, and just envisioning 23 of those, I think, just really hits you how massive this problem is. There were also a lot of really great one-liners. There was some humor in this, which I felt like was a really good breath in contrast to the heavier topics. Percival Everett also chose extremely funny, over-the-top names for some of the characters, just kind of as caricatures to what they're like and their shortcomings. This does read like a pulpy mystery, but really the message is just the exploration of white supremacy and the legacy of lynching in the US. I just found this really fascinating because I live in Arkansas, which, just to be completely honest, most of the state is completely backward and it's awful. Several towns here are known for having the Ku Klux Klan, and we do meet members of the Ku Klux Klan in here. They have a meeting that just shows their incompetence and, their backwards ideas. Just reading through this, I was just thinking, I have met people like this. I know this is satire, but the attitudes in here are so accurate, and it's horrible. But I feel like if you're in the US, especially the US South, this just really hits close to home. And I think it's such a brilliant, important look at race here. And honestly, I thought that it was set in like the 50s or 60s until mentions of like Sam's Club and the current clown in office, pre-Joe Biden, things like that. And then it was like, oh my God, this is set in current times. But people still have these outdated, horrible ideas about race and interracial relationships, the rights of people who do not look like them. And I just thought it was fantastic food for thought. When I wasn't reading it, I was thinking about it because I wanted to find out what happened. So I know this hasn't been a super coherent review, but I just want everybody to read this because I think it's so brilliant and important, and it's very easy to read. The chapters are very short, so even though it does cover some tough topics, it does it with satire and some humor, and the actual prose, I feel, is very easy to get into, very easy to follow. And I will say some of it gets a little repetitive, but I think that's on purpose because we know what the problem is, but we do nothing to fix it. And so it just keeps repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating. So I just love that the more I think about it, the more layers I uncover with this novel, and it's one that I definitely want to own, especially this cover with all the names on it. It's just so impactful. So please go read this. Check it out from your library. Buy it on bookshop.org. Borrow it from a friend. Just get your hands on a copy and read it because it's just fantastic. I can't I can't sing its praises enough. So have you read this? If so, please let me know down below. As always, if you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.